What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the SH Figuarts Piccolo, the proud Namekian. In honor of the announcement from Premium Bandai that we're getting a nail figure, I thought why not dust off the old proud Namekian here and take a look at him, because I haven't done a video on him and honestly I haven't had him out of the box in a minute. But I like his box. It's a little bit bigger than most of the boxes. He's not, I don't remember if he was a Premium Bandai or not, but he wasn't cheap. I think he was like 69 bucks or something. But he's got a pretty cool box, green on green. It kind of washes out the figure on the inside, but the artwork on the side looks good and the artwork on the back looks good. But enough about the box. Let's get him out of the box and take a closer look at him. All right, fresh out of the box. I like this figure. I know there's some people who had some complaints about him. I like this figure. I think it is spot on Piccolo, other than maybe the face could be a little bit different. But he looks really, really good. Before we go into his aesthetic, let's see how tall he is, like we always do. He is exactly 6.5 inches tall, which would make the figure 16 centimeters. And I think that works out pretty well. He'll definitely be taller than Goku. Let's start with his face. I think the paint looks good on his face, other than the fact that he has on lipstick.
Stop it.
I don't really know why he does, but for some reason they gave him red lips in this version. But I'm not going to cry about it, but it's something I definitely wanted to point out. He does have nice broad shoulders, like Piccolo. Definitely a nice chest, definitely big full chest like we know Piccolo has. His arms could be a little bit bigger. They feel a little small or a little skinny or something for Piccolo, but they look good. They're painted really well. I'd like to see like a wash or some panel liner or something in the pink, and a wash through like the textured parts of his arms could really make it pop a little bit more, especially for this figure because it's kind of an expensive figure. But, what are we going to do? It does look good, though. The sculpt looks really nice. Hips are a little bit wide. Nothing crazy, but, it is a Bandai figure, and they do like to give them wide hips any chance they get for whatever reason. The pants sculpt looks really good. He's got the pointy boots here in this version versus the rounded ones from the superhero Piccolo. The boots look, I don't want to say they look plasticky because they have a flatter matte finish to them, but they need a wash or something, like some black in these little recesses to kind of make them pop a little bit better. But the paint that's on him does look good, and the sculpt looks good, just a little bit skinny of arms. But overall, I think he looks pretty good. Quick question for you all. Which look for Piccolo do you all like better? Do you like the pink muscle pads with the blue belt, or do you all like the yellow muscle pads with the red belt? Tell me down in the comments what you guys prefer. I think I like this one. I think I like the pink with the blue, but that's just me. But he has a nice little spread of accessories that I'd like to go over real quick, and then we'll compare him to some other figures real quick. All right, now for accessories, he comes with quite a bit of stuff, but let's go over the cape and shoulder pad thing here real quick, and then I'll take them off so I can demonstrate some other stuff. The little shoulder pad part looks really nice. It's nice and matte finished with some really nice shading on the front here. There's no shading on the back, but we're talking about Bandai, and they don't like to shade the back of things.
Not a chance.
But the front looks really, really good. And this is not soft plastic. This is very hard, these shoulder pads are, and they are a separate piece from the cape. And the cape looks good. It is a nice matte finish. It doesn't have any shading on it really, but it has a really nice sculpt. But I'm not sure how I feel about it because it's in 3 pieces, and the main part of it kind of just hinges up and down like that. But then it's got 2 other parts that kind of go out to the side here, and when you do that, he kind of turns into like a flying insect a little bit, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, it looks cool, and I know it's to like give little different like windswept looks to it, but you could do that with a soft goods cape all the same. But either way, tell me what you think, if you're a fan of soft good capes or not. I like them a little bit better than this because this just kind of pigeonholes us. But let me take this off of him real quick so we can look at the rest of his accessories. I do like this part really, really well. Pop off his cape there, put his head back on. All right, now speaking of heads, we get 5 different looks for him. We get 2 different looks with the turban here, and this is what comes on him in the package, this kind of stern face right there. And I want to swap out for the other head look. All you would do is pop the turban off the top and take this face right here, which is a really nice looking screaming face, plug it back in, and pop it back on the head, and I think that looks really, really good. He's also got 3 turbanless looks. He's got that same serious face right here without the turban. I think it looks pretty good. It's got this one right here. It's kind of a bug-eyed to the side look. I'm not real sure if I like this one or not, but you know, it is what it is. Veins and stuff look a little testicular.
Hold up!
If you ask me, but I think it looks good. I get to an extent. And he also has this yelling face one right here with the same kind of vascularity, and I think it looks pretty good. This might be my favorite of the head of the turbanless head sculpts. We also get, I think, 7 hands out of him. 2 fist hands on him in the package. We've seen that stuff before. This version of him has white painted fingernails. We also get these little style pose hands right here, and they're sculpted and look pretty good. Some wide open energy blast type hands, and they look pretty good too. They're painted pretty well. We also get his proctology fingers for his little, I can't remember what it's called. You know, so I'll put it on the screen what his energy blast is called. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but they look good. We also get this little torn off piece right here, like torn off arm or whatever. And I think it looks pretty good. I think they could have painted it a little bit better. Like this outside part of the paint right there looks pretty good, but they got a little lazy and just made it black on the inside. I think they could have put in a little bit more work for that. And I'll show you real quick what that looks like actually on his body. I guess you could put it on either side. I'm putting it on his right arm. And I think that effect looks pretty decent. Bear with me a second. Stick his little arm back on. And speaking of arms, he comes with this cross arms attachment on him in the package. I'm not a big fan of cross arms attachments, but his look pretty good. They're painted really, really well and have a nice sculpt to them, so no complaint there. He also has this piece right here, that clamp that just kind of pops in right here to that open space. If you don't have his cape on him, it just pops in right there, and you can pop it right back out with your fingernail, no problemo. Now he has these 2 pieces right here, and it took me a hot minute to figure out what the hell they were for. And they pop into the lower part of his back right here, like right here, if you wanted to connect him to a flight stand. Forever I thought this is what you would do to plug his cape in, but I am an idiot, and that's not what they were for. This one is for like a higher looking one, and then this smaller one is if you want him to have like a lower look on the flight stand. Don't really know why you would need 2 different ones for that, but either way, he has a really nice spread of accessories. All right, all that looks really good. I'm on the fence about that cape. Second question for this video. Tell me, what do you all think about capes? Do you like sculpted solid plastic capes, or do you all like the soft good capes better? Tell me down in the comments about that as well. I'm on the fence about this cape where it kind of articulates and it's in 3 parts. I don't know. It looks kind of good, but I'm a little on the fence with it. But let's stand him next to some other figures, particularly ones from the arc that he's supposed to be coming from, and then we'll take a quick look at his articulation. All right, and here he is next to a spread of characters that he has shared the screen with, except for himself, of course. But let's stand him next to the superhero Piccolo really quick. And as you can tell, they are essentially the exact same figure, more or less. Just a little bit of retooling, basically, in the upper body. The arms are a little bit different, and of course, the paint is different. But I think they both look really good next to each other. Pants are almost identical, except maybe the lower legs on the superhero Piccolo, and the boots are different, but they both look really, really good, and I'm a fan of both figures. Let's stand him next to the newest Vegeta, and he's definitely got some height on Vegeta. As you can see, they're both standing on my pinky, so he is, Vegeta don't even come all the way up to his shoulders, but I think that looks really good next to each other. Let's stand him next to his adopted son Gohan, and I think that height comparison is pretty darn good. I think they look good next to each other, like that. And let's stand him next to Frieza, First Form Frieza, I should say, excuse me. And that height is probably about right. Maybe Frieza's just a skosh smaller, but they look really good. And of course, his old rival turned buddy, Goku, and I think those heights are about right there. And they look really good next to each other as well. I just wanted to stand him next to some figures that he has shared the screen with, and they all look really good. All right, I think all that looks pretty cool. I liked him next to Frieza and the new Vegeta from that saga. But anyways, let's look at his articulation, see how well he moves. His head will look down pretty good, and it'll look up a little bit, and we'll get a little bit of nuance tilting out of it. His neck, mine just might be stiff. Like, if you can see that, it'll move a little bit, but not a big bunch. His head, ouch, is on a ball hinge.
Son of a bitch!
Take that as you will. I'm not a big fan of them because unless if you got to finagle with them to get them to do anything. But anyways, moving on. Shoulders are pretty good, out to 90 with no problem whatsoever. And he's got a really good butterfly. Comes way across him, so that's really cool. But you do get the same.
Fuck.
Nice and gappy, but anything that works really well as far as that is concerned won't look that good. And again, I wish this was purple or something, or half of it was purple, maybe something like that. Anyways, that it works really well. It's got a bicep swivel. I can't talk today. Double jointed elbow, so you get way past 90 right there, and it looks pretty decent. Typical ball hinge for the wrist, so that's pretty good. Heel crunch, pretty decent for you. But this kind of leads back into the aesthetic a little bit. That looks awful.
What is that?
That does not look good at all. Look at that. You see, look at that. That's a big old shelf whenever you're leaning forward like that. I don't like that. Now, we don't ever really look at our figures from the back, but I just kind of had to point that out. Unless you're standing him like neutral, that is prominent. And that's not that great. I don't want to be negative, but it's not. He leans back really well. You do get a little bit of gap when you're leaning back, so be mindful of that. He leans pretty good, and of course you get twist right there. There's a ball peg down here as well, and you can twist him around on that pretty easily. This just floats and hides the gapping and stuff, so it's not that big a deal. Now, his birthing hips, excellent splits, and no dangly bits down here either, so I like that pretty well. Kicks forward, pretty darn good, no complaints whatsoever there. And he doesn't have a butt, so he can do a gymnast split. I like that really, really well. Thigh swivel works just like normal thigh swivels. And he's got a pretty decent knee. It's past 90, but it looks like they tried to sculpt it to give us more than that, and you just don't get it. But it doesn't look too horrible from the front. But, I mean, for the way they sculpted it, you should get a little bit more than that. I'm not going to sit here and cry, but you should. Boots are on like I think it's a double ball peg. Yeah, it's a double ball peg in there. So, I mean, you're going to get a little bit of down and up, nothing great, and you get a little bit of rocker out of that. Toe hinge, really soft, like I barely tap and it moves up, so that's not really going to hold the weight of the figure. It doesn't make me sick because it stays flush. Sorry, I'm holding that way away from the camera. So it does stay flush, so that doesn't bother me too much, but toe hinges bug me in general. But overall, he moves pretty well. Just moving him actually leads to a little bit of some aesthetic issues, but it's not that big of a deal. Let's move into my final thoughts. Okay, the final verdict on Piccolo, the Proud Namekian. I like the look of the figure, and I kind of showed you when I stood him next to the superhero Piccolo. They're the same figure pretty much. This one just comes with a lot more accessories. They move pretty much the same and all that, yada, yada, yada. Overall, for a $70 figure, his accessories are really kind of saving it because the figure moves good, but all of his movement causes aesthetic issues out the yin-yang. I'm going to have to give him... He's $70, but he does have a nice spread. I got to give him a C+. I hate to be like that, but a C+ is about all he is. He is above average, but that stuff with his back, the gapping in the abdomen, the huge gap in the shoulders, the knee doesn't work that great, and he's wearing lipstick for $70. He's above average, but he's nothing that's going to blow your hair back. He is a cool figure, and he's definitely a must-have if you're somebody that is trying to put together any kind of Namek saga or basically any kind of scene that has Piccolo in it. You've got to have him. So he's good, and I would recommend you buy him, but just bear in mind those kind of limitations. But that's all I've got for Piccolo. If you haven't subscribed yet, pause the video, scroll down, click subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.